Hoi, ik wil vandaag weer mijn kleuren bijwerken. Ik heb goede uitgroei zoals je kan zien. Verder wat lager van de haren af, vooral de droge punten. En het liefst wil ik ook dat mijn wenkbrauwen meegaan in de kleur bovenop.
Okay. Kiki wants her the eyebrows in the same color as the copper color. She wants to refresh the hairstyle, a bit more layering, and that's what she likes. Good, want you to She turns around to show you her current hairstyle. Dankjewel. Hello friends on YouTube, Kiki's back to have a fresh up of her colors and a nice trim of her hair. Now you already saw that she has at least two colors. There's always rest over of a dark color. It can be hardly getting out of the hairs because, without damaging, because then I have to bleach the hairs to get that out, and that's always a problem. So I prefer to go to the color nearby that color to hold it in the perfect condition it has. Start as always with putting on protection, then wetting the hair, and then I'm gonna make this cut with hot razor of Ergo. She has a lot of dry ends, so get rid of that. By wetting the hairs. You can see her hairs are clean. And on her hair I put off Glint revitalizer, so I don't damage them with what I'm brushing. Brush the hairs gently with the Olivia Garden brush. I think still is one of the best brushes for long hair. Starting in the length and then go to the front. Turn it so you can watch with me. Take a chopstick and go over the center of the skull and onto the lightest hair, because she has a bleached underline. And Kiki loves dancing, so then she can play a lot with the colors in her hair. First set my cape aside. I hope somebody will make this, that you can pin the cape aside so you have a flat back to work on. It's much easier to do because now you can see the whole cape is flat, and otherwise you cut into the cape. Onto the cutting. See where the dry ends are. Now I take off about 1/2 inch. It's about 4 centimeters. Then I have the best hair. You can see it's getting thin in the ends, so I want to have a stable line again and strong hair. And by using this tool I can seal the hairs on the ends. Taking a line on it. Turn a bit. Take the hairs down. Go on the line of cutting. Don't force anything, just push the hot knife through the hairs. This way I'm certain that it seals the ends. Die koperoranje is al heel mooi, hè?
Ja, het blijft toch maar terugkomen richting rood, hè?
Ja, staat je ook gewoon mooi.
Ja, leuke kleur.
Now I know she wants some layering on top, but first I connect all the lines to the back as far as I can. You can see there's hardly any layering in the back. But that will change.
Oh, yay.
De doornrang, de doornrang. Een oud liedje.
Nee.
Ken je dat liedje?
Nee.
Het was en mijn hart stood still, de doorang rang rang, de doorang rang. En dus het is ook zo, gaat het hele liedje, precies de tekst weet ik niet, maar die is ook in het Nederlands gemaakt.
Gezellig.
Ja, het was een gezellig liedje. Het heet de doorang rang, maar wat het dat betekent weet ik niet. In the meantime, we talk Dutch to each other, so you notice they have other language than English. So now I've done all the lines on the back, so I have a perfect line of cutting. So now I can go to the front. Turn it to the front. Wetting again. The hair dries very quickly. Knowing that she wants to pin up her hair, so the possibility has to be there that she can pin up. Starting in the front. Now here comes some more layering because she has a little bit of French, what she likes. So I start my layering in the front lines. Watching at the lines of a skull, take them into my cut. Take a new line on it. This is the fontanelle. Watch again over the lines of the skull. Behind this line. And gently go down. And connect all the lines to this line. I'm going to try to show you the line. So take the hairs, go to the line, watch at this line, put my hot knife in and gently let it slip down. I don't have to force anything. Take it back with it and go to the line of cutting. Now she also liked to have layering on top, but I do it a different way. You see how wonderful a hot tool works. Just lay it on the hairs and let it slide. Mooi hoor, die er doorheen zakt gewoon.
Ja, het ruikt ook nog eens lekker.
Ja, proteïnes ruik je. Keratines en proteïnes. Now still a lot of hair on the back because it's not that it's getting thinner, but you just can see the layering on the front. So now I go to the other side. Take a part of the fringe with it. Then at the opposite lines. Watch at the fall of the hairs. So adjust the fringe. Nu is jou het ook.
Is het dan omdat het zo dun is?
Ja, fijn haren.
Ja.
Again, watch at the lines of the skull. Put my knife in. Gently go down. Ja, je hebt gewoon heel fijn haar. Dus dat houdt een weinig kwaad ook vast eigenlijk. Dat is ook wel prima. And again, I don't force anything. Then I go to the center line, because all the hairs have a little bit layering now. I first connect both lines to each other. So gently go in. So I'm certain when I stand in front of her in a straight line, all the lines have the same length. Het is een hartslagsaanblokje.
Ja. Thuis een ouder van het openlichaam moet gemaakt worden.
Oké.
Kijken of dat kan.
Ja, het is best moeilijk hè?
Ja, ik kwam er niet uit.
Nee, het is best moeilijk. Er zijn weinig klokkenmakers. Er was er alleen, maar die is nu weg. Die zat bij de Marialaan. De juwelier die deed het. I have all the hairs to the back. So now I want some layering in this line. So first wet it again. Then I take a chopstick and circle over the roundings of the skull. There where the fall is, I take the hairs up. So I have only the upper lines of her hair. Come the rest down. Now I see the softness in the underlines. So you can see there's still a little bit hair laying on this line, but I want it to have a little bit more soft, so I can take a half centimeter more. Then I have a real nice balance in the blonde and in the darker color. So you can see this one, I turn her a bit more. So it looks very nice. And this part I brush up. And this is also the driest part of hair. This I twist around and hold it in the center line of the skull, creating some more length. This is the driest part of her hair, this top line. Now when I take this hair and I connect it, I can see the line of cutting. So I know when I make here my slicing, I get the best result, because then I have a layering and it's also not too short on the front. But it gives also a more playful effect on the heads. Do this also with my hot tool. I never would do this with a normal knife, because then it would damage the hairs. So I had to cut it in with a scissor. But I think with a hot knife is better, because then I have sealed ends. And I have a hot scissor, but still in Germany at the factory. Bring the hairs back. Then I can show you that it's perfect in balance. So now I have a layering on top, but I have also more balance in the back. So you can see this on the collars, on the turner. The only thing I have to do now is go back to the front and control the lines.
Ja, daar heb ik ook vaker last van.
Ja, lastig is dat. Ja, net als een brilpoortje. Don't have to do much. Just go once over the same line. And taking out earrings. Komt er dat puntje op eraan zitten? Kun je zo goed mee oor gaan uithalen.
Het scheelt dat ze gewoon open gaan en
Ja,
dat je oor meevliegt.
Nee, maar dan zou ik het ook wel weten. Dan voel je mijn oor heeft best wel weerstand.
Ja, en dan hoor je ook heel wat auw.
Ja. Now to give the extra effect, take only the part on top. Make an extra angle in it. Show you that in a second. So this kit gets an extra layering. Ask it to bend a little bit to the front. So you see, I parted this in a triangle. So I take a little bit more of this and give this an extra layering. Pulling to the front just to give it that extra playable effect. So now I have some more layering on top, but because I twist it, it's a soft line. It's never a hard line on the hairs. So this is the cut, so now I can make the collars. Yeah. Chopstick is echt top om mee op te nemen.
Ja.
Ja, je kunt er zo mooi mee opnemen, zo mooie lijnen pakken. Precies pakken wat je nodig hebt.
Dat is wel handig met dit.
Ja.
Kijk, dat is toch wel weer een mooie uitgroei.
Zeker.
Ik vraag me af hoe lang geleden dat is geweest. Ik denk in de winter.
Ja, dit is al echt al een maand of wat geleden hoor.
Ja.
De uitgroei te zien. Ik heb geen combinatie koper dan blond. Ja, dat niet.
Anders kunnen we matchen.
Ja. Dat is een puur Knotti team.
Absoluut. Daar gaat je geheugen.
Ja, nou, ik heb geheugen zat.
In je koppie.
Nee, maar daar ook. Start by pinning up the hairs in the center line. Major bleach on 20 volume. It's a blue bleach of Wella Turner, so you can watch with me. Start in the underlines. Take for her, it's a cold product. It's not warm in the Netherlands. It's a worst summer ever, but we have a lot of rain.
Ja.
And that can be typical Dutch.
We did have some sun.
Yeah, at the start of the summer. But the sun will be back. And also all the customers that are on holiday, enjoying the 40 degrees in Greece and Italy. Part every time about a centimeter hair. Take only the outgrow. And so I work till I get on the copper line. Now I have the line what is blonde into the bleach. So now I take extra foil. Foil makes the life of hairdresser a lot easier. And lay this on the bleached part. So now I can get to the copper colors. Open my pins. And the copper is a color of Lakmé. It's a 749. And Lakmé has real copper colors. They are orange coppers. And this I can lay on the plastic foil, of course, without getting both colors into each other. This is with 20 volume. Always, especially on long hair, I put extra conditioner in. I always want to nurse the hairs while I do things with it. And this I do till I cut at the front, and then I have some bleach lines in it at the front, so I have to take care of them also. There are some long lines, so I lay a foil on head. So I can work my blonde lines into that. The eyebrows I made a special color because it's the same color of course on top, but I put an extra conditioner and extra protection in it to be sure that there's no damage on the skin. Fold it back. This also close this up. Took a part of my brush, so I have a finer brush to work with. This is with 10 volume as a 749. This has to stay on the eyebrows for 10 minutes and then you can rinse it out with a cotton wick and a little bit shampoo. Zo, dat is makkelijk erbij. This is because it's different hairs than the hairs you have on your head. Don't have to cover this up. Also not the blonde because it's light enough. So we could go for a coffee or tea. In 10 minutes I rinse this out and then we're back for styling. Hello, back from coloring. After 25 minutes we rinse it out. After 10 minutes I rinsed out the eyebrows. Now first brush the hairs through. She has fine hair, so I want to get the most volume I can get, so I take a roots effect of Lanza. It's this product. Shake it before you use it. Spray it between the hairs. Then take your brush again. Brush it through the hairs. Gonna blow dry this with the large brush. Gonna polish the hairs. Show you how beautiful light the undercolors are. Look like this. And there's no damage on the hairs, there's the same as in the length. I have new brushes and I show a photo of them into the video. And gently blow drying the hairs. So far blow drying. Now she loves to have a lot of volume, so I can use a Dirty Angel to create this. Now I lift the hairs up, put it underline. Dirty Angel is product of Rover hair, Attitude. And this adds a lot of volume to the hairs. It's a dry shampoo with styling. So when you rough this up, you can make a lot of hair. work this out. Do this with a nail brush. Ik ben benieuwd mijn bakker er weer is.
Met bakken?
Jij moet bakken. Bakken de bier, of dat weer is.
Oh.
Het zou fijn zijn. Dat de brood in.
Er stond wel weer markt. Er stond wel weer markt.
Ja, het is voor mij gaat alles weer beginnen, de bakken de slagen. Take a brush through hairspray. Product of Lanza. The nice thing of this product is that you can restyle the hairs. And then to finish, I take a normal hairspray, not too much, just a little bit, and only on top because I don't like stiff hairstyles. Now I thank Kiki for being my model. Thank you for watching. She will certainly turn around to show you end result. We see each other next video, of course. Bye bye. Mooi. Thanks.
Hoi, ik wil vandaag weer mijn kleuren bijwerken. Ik heb goede uitgroei zoals je kan zien. Verder wat lager van de haren af, vooral de droge punten. En het liefst wil ik ook dat mijn wenkbrauwen meegaan in de kleur bovenop.
Okay. Kiki wants her the eyebrows in the same color as the copper color. She wants to refresh the hairstyle, a bit more layering, and that's what she likes. Kun je het rondje draaien? She turns around to show you her current hairstyle.